I want you to do something right now. Not when you get home, not tomorrow morning, right now, wherever you are. Close your eyes for a few seconds and picture the version of yourself you'd describe to someone who doesn't know you. The version you'd put forward at a dinner party, in a job interview, to your kid's teacher. Got 'em? Now picture the version of you that woke up this morning. The one who looked in the actual mirror, not the mental one. The habits, the energy, the follow-through, the gap between what you say you're going to do and what you actually do. How far apart are those two guys? That gap, that's what we're working on today. I'm the Nosey Coach, and this is the episode most people will want to skip, which is exactly why you need to stay. Here's the truth about honest self-assessment that most of us are terrified of. Not because we're weak, but because we're smart enough to know that once you see something clearly, you can't unsee it. And then you're responsible for it. It's easier to stay in the fog, to have a vague sense that things could be better without ever being specific about what better actually means or what's standing in the way. Fog is comfortable. Clarity has weight. We are also very good, and I mean genuinely skilled, at managing other people's perceptions of us while quietly avoiding our own. We perform great at work, we perform at home, we perform I've got it all together for everybody around us. And all that performing takes energy. Energy that could be going somewhere else, somewhere real. You can't fix what you won't face, and most of us have gotten very comfortable not looking directly at that thing. So today we are looking directly at it, not to tear you down, not to pile on, but because you deserve an accurate picture of where you actually are, so you can figure out where to go next. You can't plot a course without knowing your current coordinates. That's just navigation. I want to walk you through 4 mirrors, 4 areas of your life where the honest version and the presented version tend to drift furthest apart. I'm not asking you to answer this out loud, I'm just asking you to think about it in the moment. Mirror 1, your body. I'm not talking about your weight, I'm not talking about your size, I'm talking about your energy, your sleep, the way you feel when you get out of bed, how often you move in a way that raises your heart rate, what you're putting in versus what you're burning. Most people our age have a running internal narrative that starts with, I know I need to get back to, and that sentence has been starting the same way for 3, 4, 5 years. What does your body actually need right now that you keep postponing? Not transformation, just the honest steps. Mirror 2, your word to yourself. This one hits hard, so stay with me. Think about the last 5 things you've told yourself you were going to do. Just you, privately, not promises to anyone else. How many of those did you follow through on? Because there's a version of integrity that we talk about a lot, the kind that involves keeping your word to other people. But there's a quieter, more important kind, keeping your word to yourself. And if you've been breaking that one consistently, you've been slowly eroding your own self-trust. You stop believing your own plans. You make them softer, smaller, less serious, because somewhere in the back of your mind, you already know you're not going to follow through. That cycle ends when you make one promise to yourself and keep it. Just one. Mirror number 3, your presence. Not at work, but at home. When you're physically in the room with your family, where is your head? Are you actually there, or are you just co-located? Body on the couch, mind somewhere else entirely. This isn't about screen time or phones, though that is part of it. It's about engagement. It's about whether the people who matter most to you feel like they have your actual attention, not just your proximity. Because proximity and presence are not the same thing. And your kids know the difference even when they're too young to name it. Mirror 4. Your growth. When is the last time you learned something? Actually learned something. Not passively absorbing it, but engaged with new information and changed how you think or act because of it. When is the last time you put yourself in a room, literally or figuratively, where you were the least experienced person there and you had to stretch? Because growth requires edges, it requires friction. And if your whole life has been carefully arranged to avoid friction, you may be comfortable, but you're not growing. And someone who isn't growing is slowly becoming someone they won't recognize. Now, whatever came up for you just now, whether it was uncomfortable or whether you surprised yourself with what was actually okay, I want to say this clearly. The fact that you're looking is already more than most of us do. Most people spend their whole lives managing the perception without ever doing the inventory. So if you're still here, you're still thinking about it, you're already ahead. This isn't about self-punishment. You don't get points for beating yourself up, and guilt without action is just a feeling that gets heavier over time. What you do with what you just saw, that's the whole point. So pick the mirror that stung the most. Not the one that's the easiest to fix. The one that actually bothered you. The one where the gap between who you are and who you said you'd be is the widest. That's the one costing you the most energy to look away from. And that's the one you start with. Clarity is not cruelty. Seeing yourself honestly is the most respectful thing you can do for the life you still have time to build. Your one thing this week is simple, but it is harder than it sounds. Write down one honest thing about yourself that you've been avoiding. Not a list, just one. The one thing that you already know. The thing that nags at you. The thing you've been managing around instead of addressing. You don't have to show this to anyone. You don't have to solve it today. Just get it out of your head and onto paper. Because the things we name have less power over us than the things we keep in the dark. Next episode, we're shifting to the people around you, specifically the person right next to you. Episode 8 is called The Partnership Problem, and it's about how to bring your partner into the version of you that's trying to grow, instead of letting that gap between you quietly widen while you figure things out alone. It's a big one. It's a real one. I'm in it right now. If this episode wasn't comfortable, good. That means it was honest. And honest is what we're here for. Send this to anyone who's overdue for a real conversation with themselves. They'll thank you eventually. I'm the Nosey Coach. Go find your mirror. I'll see you next time.